Welcome to this presentation about Sunu. We're delighted that you're joining us. In this presentation, you'll learn a little bit more about our company, our product, the Sunu Band, and our mobile app, as well as you'll receive an introductory training to the Sunu Band and learn more about some of the resources available to our partners. Sunu is a technology company that was founded in 2013 and is headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts, and Guadalajara, Mexico. We've been developing our technology since 2012 and have been manufacturing our products since 2016. We have all the logistics and distribution set up, as well as an amazing team that's ready to provide support. Since early on, Sunu has been partnered with some of the leading organizations for the blind in developing our technology. And today we're working with organizations and distributors worldwide in over 35 countries. Our marquee partners include Vision Australia, the Lighthouse in San Francisco, World Access for the Blind as well, and other partners. And we're thankful to all the amazing companies and partners we're working with. We've been developing our technology for many years and understanding how mobility is an everyday challenge for those of us who are blind and low vision. We've been especially paying attention to some of the frequent problems or challenges associated with mobility, like frequent accidents, especially those that can occur even with the use of the wide cane or guide dog, those accidents that can happen to the upper body, chest, and at head level. We're also learned about the challenges associated with getting disoriented and sometimes missing out on important cues or information around navigation. And we've been carefully studying the market and assistive technologies and know about the high cost associated with electronic travel aids and electronic aids for mobility and navigation. And also learning about the emotional and the societal barriers that unfortunately prevent people from acquiring or even trying out a technology aid. And so after more than 3 years of research and developing, we're proud to present Sunu Band. Sunu Band is a smart band that uses sonar and haptic feedback to detect obstacles or objects within the environment and enhance human awareness and perception. Let's listen and watch to this short video to learn more.
It's a tool that will help people with blindness and low vision to move around safely.
This is Main Avenue.
Be more aware of what's around them.
Coffee shop.
Using echolocation, the Sunu Band can detect obstacles up to 16 feet away. Then haptic vibrations help improve the user's awareness and perception of obstacles that are within the environment, allowing them to safely navigate around the obstacles, reducing accidents. So the results have been amazing. Our users tell us that the Sunu Band helps reduce accidents by 90%. It's improving their self-confidence and reducing the anxiety when they're walking about. Well, we have over 5,000 users in 50 countries. Sunu Band has also been reviewed by experts in technology, and you can find some of those reviews available online. We also back the Sunu Band with a 15-day satisfaction guarantee and a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. We learn a lot from our users. We're always talking with our community and understanding how people are using the Sunu Band in their daily living. And we learned quite a lot about the different scenarios and how they apply the Sunu Band. The first one is especially in sighted guide. They use the Sunu Band when working with a sighted guide or when walking around with a sighted guide, because sometimes the guide will forget that they're walking for two. And so the Sunu Band allows them a little bit more confidence and control so they can be aware to any obstacles that may be in the side that's not protected by the guide. Also, the Sunu Band is helpful in trailing and knowing when to move up in a queue or in a line, especially reducing that stress or anxiety of being told when to move in the queue or in that line. The Sunu Band allows the wearer to know when the person ahead of them has moved in the line so they can just basically navigate and move along in the line without being told. Also, it's used indoors and outdoors. In indoors, the Sunu Band helps the user navigate corridors or hallways, as well as knowing where edges and doorways or thresholds are within indoor spaces. And when outdoors, the Sunu Band is helpful for detecting objects like tree branches, bushes, signposts, car mirrors, and other objects, and helping users safely navigate the sidewalks when walking about. Most importantly, the Sunu Band is a complement to the white cane and the guide dog. And so it helps extend awareness beyond the reach of the cane or guide dog by helping the user protect the upper body, the chest, and at head level as well from obstacles. We've also learned recently from our users that the Sunu Band is helpful in maintaining social distance. When they're out in a store or in a grocery market, grocery store, the Sunu Band enables the user to know when they are at a safe distance from other people within the market. The Sunu Band can be used as a standalone electronic travel aid, or it can be paired up with its companion app. The Sunu app is available for iOS and Android, and it's available free to download, and allows the user to extend the functionalities and the features of the Sunu Band. With the mobile app, the user can update the firmware of the Sunu Band. The users can adjust the sonar configuration, and other functions of the Sunu Band include the haptic watch, alarms, and a suite of navigation features that include a place finder and a compass. Well, we hope this information has been helpful as an introduction to Sunu and the Sunu Band in our mobile app. By now, you are expecting or have received your Sunu Band, you're probably wondering how to get started. You can schedule appointments with our team to follow up on onboarding and answer any questions that you have about Sunu and our products. You can also schedule additional product training and troubleshooting, as well as training for demonstrations and sales and how you can incorporate Sunu Band into your programs. We're developing a certification program that will be available in the near future, as well as doing periodic check-ins. We'd like to know how you're doing with the Sunu Band, how well it's working for you, and so you can also keep current on the newest technology that we're developing. So the first thing that you want to do is to visit and bookmark our online tutorials and training. You can visit those at tutorials.sunu.com. And our online tutorials are a collection or a series of short guides that may include videos to help you learn about the Sunu Band. It's a product how-to guide, and it focuses on various aspects of the product, its features and functions. Our online guides were prepared in collaboration with the experts at World Access for the Blind. Next, you want to download the mobile app. Remember that it's available for free on iOS and Google Play. So let's get familiar with the Sunu Band. Included with the box, you'll find one Sunu Band, a USB and micro USB charging cable, and a quick start booklet. When you get the Sunu Band from the box, you want to familiarize yourself with its various components. And the first one that you want to find is the sonar sensor. The sonar sensor is a metal cylinder that's located at one of the leading edges of the Sunu Band. Next, you'll find the flat top surface, that's the touchpad, and then two buttons at one of the sides. The button closest to the sonar sensor is rough in texture, while the button furthest away from the sonar sensor is smooth. These buttons are multifunctional, and you'll learn more about its use in just a bit. When you flip the Sunu Band over, you'll find the micro USB charging inlet. And the Sunu Band also comes with a belt and buckle. This strap fits most kids, men's, and women's wrist sizes. It's also a standard 20 millimeter watch strap, which you can customize or exchange it out at any watch jeweler. Now let's learn about charging the Sunu Band.
Charging the Sunu Band. Begin by identifying the micro USB inlet that's located on the bottom side of your device. Insert the cable into the connection slot until you feel a firm click. Note: the micro USB cable must be firmly inserted or the Sunu Band will not charge. Connect the thicker end of the micro USB cable into a USB to AC adapter. This adapter is not included with the Sunu Band. You can also charge the Sunu Band by connecting the USB cable to a computer. Wait for about 20 seconds and the Sunu Band will vibrate once it is receiving direct power. If the Sunu Band does not vibrate after 15 seconds, please ensure all connections are firmly inserted in the respective slots.
Yeah, so charging the Sunu Band is one of the most important things that you want to do as soon as you receive the product. And I recommend that an easy way to charge it is put your index finger on the sonar sensor, then flip the Sunu Band upside down, and then grab the micro USB cable, especially this micro USB side, and find or feel for two metal bumps on the plug, on the micro USB plug. And then with those bumps facing you, basically bring it down into the Sunu Band, bring it right in, and you'll just push it in, and you'll hear it click. And that means that it's completely plugged in and correctly plugged in. Now you can wear the Sunu Band on either hand. The important thing to note is that you want to wear the Sunu Band with the sonar sensor facing inward and on the same side as your thumb. Then simply adjust the belt and buckle so that it fits securely on your wrist. Now you can wear the Sunu Band on either hand, but we recommend that people using the white cane and guide dog, that they wear the Sunu Band on their non-dominant hand, or the hand, the opposite hand to which they handle their aid. Now we're going to learn about the Sunu Band interface.
Parts of the Sunu Band. Sonar sensor. The sonar is a metal cylinder located at one of the rounded corners of the Sunu Band. Touchpad. The touchpad is the flat surface of the Sunu Band. Swiping along the touchpad and tapping allows you to navigate and select functions or apps on the Sunu Band. Buttons. There are two buttons located at one of the sides of the Sunu Band. These buttons are multifunctionals. You can click, double-click, and press and hold the buttons to access functions on the Sunu Band. The home button is the closest to the sonar and has a rough texture. The navigation button is the farthest from the sonar and has a flat texture. Sunu Band uses standard 20mm hypoallergenic silicone straps and a silver buckle.
So the two buttons, as mentioned in the video, are the home button, the one that's closest to the sonar sensor, and the navigate button. The home button basically exits you out of any app that's currently running on the Sunu Band. So think of that as like your home or your standby button. Sunu Band doesn't have an off or on switch. The way you turn off the Sunu Band is by pressing the home button and then allowing the Sunu Band to rest. In other words, not interacting with the touchpad, the Sunu Band will then fall asleep after about a couple seconds, and then it's in battery saving mode, or in the what we call the soft off mode. The navigate button activates the sonar sensor on the Sunu Band. So let's learn a little bit more about Sunu Band as an electronic travel aid. The Sunu Band is using sonar to detect obstacles in the environment. And the important thing that we should remember about sonar is that the sonar is directional, meaning that once you turn it on, it essentially detects objects that are within the range and direction of the sonar. Meaning that if I have the sonar sensor pointed away from me facing forward, I will only detect objects that are ahead of me. And those objects that are behind me will not be detected. You can also scan or aim the Sunu Band And the way we aim the Sunu Band is by rotating our wrist outward or inward. And I know this takes a little bit of practice and getting used to, but this is how we aim the Sunu Band and change the direction to which the sonar is aiming. By rotating our wrist outward or inward, we change the direction in which the sonar aims, and thereby we can then detect obstacles in that direction. So the Sunu Band emits ultrasound just like a flashlight emits light. So when you turn on the sonar sensor is always on, it's always emitting ultrasound and detecting objects or obstacles in the direction that it's being pointed at. Now there are two primary sonar modes. There's an indoor and an outdoor mode, and they differ. They're different in their range and their detection area. Now, as I mentioned, it's emitting ultrasound just like a flashlight. So the ultrasound wave is coming out like in the form of a cone. And it's about a 20 to 25 degree cone of ultrasound that comes out of the Sunu Band. And so with these two modes, the indoor and outdoor, we can vary how narrow or wide the ultrasound cone is, and then again, the detection range. So the indoor mode detects objects up to 5.5 feet or 2.5 meters, and has a narrow detection area. Now this is good for working inside buildings, detecting corners, doorways, and thresholds, while the outdoor mode has a much wider detection area and a range of up to 16 feet. And it's good for detecting tree branches, bushes, and thinner objects that you may find outside. Now we're going to learn how we interpret the vibration feedback. And there are three essential skills that you need to know when you start working with the Sunu Band for the first time. The first one is understanding how we can know if something or an object is within our personal space or personal zone. That means 1.5 to 2 feet away from you. Now, when there's an object that's in your personal space, the vibration feedback will be felt as a constant vibration on the wrist. And that's important to know because when you start feeling that constant vibration, you know that something's in your personal space. So you have to stop and then make a decision to either move around it or you can interrogate the object. Now you can do a simple exercise by pairing up with a partner and ask that partner to stand about 1.5 feet or 2 feet away from you, and then aim the Sunu Band so that it faces your partner, and then just feel the vibration feedback. You should, again, feel constant vibration. Then you can ask your partner to walk away and get out of the way of the Sunu Band, and then you should feel no vibration feedback, meaning that no object is within your personal space. Now the next exercise or skill is to understand proximity or distance. The Sunu Band can tell you about how close or far away you are to an obstacle by varying the pulses that you feel on your wrist. As the pulses become more frequent, that means that you're getting closer to an object, or if the pulses become less frequent, that means that you're getting further away. For this exercise, we recommend that you can walk towards or away from a known object like a wall, and pay attention to the vibration feedback as you're doing so. So when you're walking towards a wall and the wall is still far away, out of range of the sonar, you won't feel any vibration or you won't feel any pulses on your wrist. Well, that means that you still have ample room to walk or navigate around, and that there is no objects between you and the wall. As you get closer, you'll start feeling some pulses. These moderate pulses will tell you that the wall now is within range, but still there's ample room for you to navigate. Now, as you get closer then, the pulses become intermittent. That means that now you're at a range that you are sufficiently close to the wall that you need to start paying attention. And then when you get sufficiently close to the wall, about 2 feet away, you'll start feeling constant vibration. And again, if you repeat the exercise in the opposite direction, When you walk away from the wall, you'll feel the vibrations change from constant to intermediate, then moderate, and then to no pulses as you're sufficiently further away from the wall. I would recommend that you practice this exercise a couple times and you'll get a feeling for the change in distance or your proximity to a known object. The final exercise is understanding your relationship to obstacles that are in your surroundings, or gauging your orientation to objects. Now, I mentioned earlier that you can aim or you can scan with the Sunu Band by rotating your wrist either inward or outward. Now, by doing so, you change the way you aim the sonar sensor. So if you rotate your wrist outward, you'll be feeling for obstacles that are at your sides, whether your left or right hand side, depending on how you're wearing the Sunu Band. As you rotate your wrist inward, you then are now going to soon be detecting obstacles that may be at your center. And then if you keep rotating inward, you'll detect obstacles that are on your opposite side. Practice this exercise maybe with one or two friends or with known objects that you can easily put around you. And then observe how you can detect certain objects by rotating your wrist either outward or inward. And then also notice the gap in between objects. Say you have an object on your right-hand side and one at your center. Notice the gap between the object on the right and the one that's at the center. Remember that the change in vibration information or feedback is also informative. When you go from constant vibration to no vibration, that means that there's an opening, a place for you to navigate and walk around. Or when you feel, again, constant vibration, then that tells you that there's something that's within your personal space. Practice this exercise with a friend before we start taking your first steps with Sunu Band. Now that you've practiced these exercises and you understand how the vibration feedback changes as a function of distance or proximity, and you know how to aim the Sunu Band by rotating your wrist either inward or outward, it's time to put it to some practical use in your everyday. Now, as I mentioned, our users have shared that the Sunu Band has been helpful in various scenarios. The first one is sighted guide. When you're walking with a guide, the Sunu Band helps protect that side that's exposed or on the opposite to the guide. Also in trailing, knowing when someone has moved up in a line. Also in shorelining or walking in hallways, and you can spend some time practicing in corridors and in hallways, as well as identifying edges or doorways within the building. And then finally, outside, where there's a lot of things to work in. And so in the outside environments, you can practice slowly by identifying signposts or other objects that you'll find on the sidewalk. Remember to be safe when you're practicing, and maybe also work with a friend or a guide or your mobility instructor and work in pairs as you start learning how to navigate those environments, whether indoors or outdoors with the Sunu Band. And again, remember that it's a complement to the white cane or the guide dog. It's intended to increase the awareness beyond the reach of your primary aid. Also, our new Sunu app is going to be available soon. Right now it's in beta. Our new Sunu app will include an entirely enhanced suite of navigation features. Included are a Where Am I feature that gives you your current location, an Explorer feature which allows you to know about places as you're walking by. So you'll know if there's a coffee shop or a bank as you're walking by these places. And you'll also know the nearest street intersection. And other features like turn-by-turn directions to help you navigate to your destination, and a compass. With the Sunu Band, the mobile app offers a higher level of integration so that you can operate the mobile app directly from your Sunu Band and activate these features directly from the band, so you don't have to worry about taking your phone out in public. So keep an eye out for the Sunu app. It'll be available soon. And if you want to try it out in beta, please contact us and we'll happily get you on the invited beta. Well, thank you very much. I hope this presentation has been informative. And as always, our team is here to support you, to help answer any questions. You can always reach us at hello@sunu.com or contact your local Sunu representative. Thank you very much.